Cars and motorcycle taxis struggle through the deep potholes of the dusty road. Visiting Sandra Tembei's company, Mellow Group, makes you forget that her carpentry workshop is located in Douala, Cameroon's major economic metropolis and an important port on the African west coast. This is what it often looks like here. The roads are a disaster, says 31-year-old Tembei, who stands with her arms crossed at the entrance to the workshop, while men in dusty trousers carry a kitchen worktop behind her. The air smells of wood, glue, and sweat. Mellow Group manufactures furniture, advertising signs, and fitted kitchens. In addition to the disastrous infrastructure, extremely slow bureaucracy and corruption make business life difficult. Above all, however, companies in Cameroon lack money for investment. Tembei says that loans are difficult to obtain, and those who do succeed in securing one are charged up to 30% interest. Access to money is a major obstacle for companies in the Central African country. Banks in Cameroon, as in other African countries, are underdeveloped and have little capital, says Tobias Heigeland, professor and head of the International Development Research Center at the Kiel Institute, a non-profit specializing in economic research. Tembei's solution: she built her business with money from Cameroonians living and working abroad. This has been supported by WIDI, an initiative commissioned by the German government that connects African donors living in Europe with small businesses in their home countries. The WIDI platform is currently active in 6 African countries. Thanks in part to the new circular, Mellow Group's annual turnover has risen from the equivalent of just under 50,000 to over 150,000 in the past 2 years. That might sound minor in Europe or the US, but not in Cameroon, which has an annual gross domestic product per capita of just over 115 in the 1950s. Tembei employs 9 people, including 3 experienced carpenters. Each of them earns up to 400 per week, which is many times the minimum wage in Cameroon. 2 years ago, Tembei was also able to buy a plot of land and build her workshop. Globally, migrants transfer large sums of money to their home countries, most of which is used by the recipients to survive, to buy food or clothing, pay medical bills or school fees. They rarely put money directly into companies, says Highland, although many would like to if they could be sure that money would be put to good use. Remittances are an opportunity for economic development in Africa, says a spokesperson for the German Society for International Cooperation, which operates the WIDI platform on behalf of the German government. Donors specify to WIDI which small businesses they would like to transfer money to. The recipients must raise the same amount. WIDI then doubles the sum using funds from the German government's development budget. Ultimately, therefore, 1,000 becomes 4,000, weighed down by negative news. Our Smart Bright weekly newsletter is the uplift you've been looking for. Around 200 companies in Cameroon have so far received money via the platform from Cameroonians living in Belgium, France, the Netherlands, Denmark, and Germany. In total, says WIDU, more than 4 million has been transferred to date. In the capital Yerevan, for example, the startup Balsal Prosthesis has used funds donated by a Cameroonian living in Germany to purchase new equipment for manufacturing low-cost prostheses. Disco Shoes in Bamenda, another city, manufactures and sells circuit-produced shoes thanks to WIDU funding. GIC Belloma in Tembei's city of Douala produces gels and bleaching agents from spoiled fruit, while another company uses banana stems to make packaging. Balsal Prosthesis uses WIDU funds donated by a Cameroonian living in Germany to make low-cost prostheses. Credit to Martin Eberts. Once a company receives approval to join the WIDU platform and to start receiving funds, it is sent the money in installments and must document how that money is being used with scanned receipts visible to all participants. The donor donates without any profit or paybacks. In addition to the money, recipients receive individual business coaching. Tembei has used this to improve her advertising strategy. She now relies almost exclusively on targeted online marketing and has no complaints about demand for her products from the country's growing middle classes. Most recently, she purchased a computer-controlled milling machine, a compressor, and for 8,000 a laser machine for cutting and engraving thin workpieces made of wood, plastic, or metal. She does the programming for the machine and the drawings and animations for furniture and interior fittings, using a computer-aided design program at a small black desk in her office. In addition to the donations from WIDI, Tembei has investors who have given her money in exchange for a share in her business. As shareholders, they get money back annually. One such investor is Jacques Falcon. The 32-year-old engineer has been living in Germany for 5 years and works in quality control at BMW. He bought his shares in Mellow Group before the company was founded. Sandra and I are very good friends, he explains. But above all, I was convinced by her business plan. Falcon is one of 10 investors. They are all Cameroonian and live abroad. Tembei knows most of them from her time in Egypt. There, with the help of a scholarship, she completed her master's degree in materials science at the Egypt-Japan University of Science and Technology. Falcon has not regretted his investment. The returns are good, and it makes him happy to create well-paid jobs in Cameroon. And he's particularly pleased since it was his idea to propose Mellow Group to Widu once the company was established. Widu has been and continues to be very helpful for Tembei. But with the Mellow Group's increase in turnover thanks to Widu in recent years, she has been able to make her last two purchases, the milling machine and the laser machine, with funds exclusively from her shareholders. That was less complicated, she says. The fact that her partners abroad are willing to